Good morning, everybody. It is 6:02 a.m. on Thursday, March 10th. My name is Julian, and I'm documenting day 21 of me learning how to program and hopefully becoming a mobile developer one day. Let's get into it. I'm kicking off the day with some lessons like I normally would, this time from the Ultimate Portfolio app course from the Hacking with Swift website. I say this time as if that's not normally what I do, but anyway, I didn't quite get through yesterday's lessons that were all about MVVM architecture and integrating that into our app and such. So I'm going to finish that section of the part 2 of that topic today, right now. And then after that, I don't know what's next, so we'll see. Just finished that lesson. Let's check out what I did. Today's lesson was very similar to yesterday's about MVVM. Basically, all we did was take some code from within our view and move it over into our view model to make our view more concise and less confusing and all over the place. And this was great in some cases, as Paul demonstrated. Like in this one, it's pretty okay because you're taking out some of this extra gunk here and moving it into a different place. But in some places, as he demonstrated, it's really not ideal. And I'd like that he really took the time to say, like, MVVM is great as an architecture for when it works, but sometimes it just doesn't work, and when it just doesn't work, it's okay. You shouldn't adhere to architecture standards just because it's what you're doing and just for the sake of doing it and adding view model dot onto everything. And that makes a lot of sense to me because I went through one of my own files myself, which was the edit project view, and tried to make a view model out of it because he said we should try to do that. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I definitely concluded and then agreed with him that it didn't really make much sense for this to be split up into a view model, mainly just because it was just adding so much needless length onto the code and making everything super long and maniacal. And yeah, I totally see where he's coming from in that regard. Maybe at some point I could see myself doing that whole, like, maintaining a specific architecture just for the sake of being consistent, because that is kind of how my brain works. But also with something as complex as this stuff, I might have to just deal with it and go with what he's saying and do it sometimes when it makes sense and not other times when it doesn't make sense. It's definitely a strange gray area. Now it's time for my second lesson of the morning. It'll probably be my last one. This is sort of a summary kind of thing where he's just going over things that we've already done and summarizing things and cleaning some things up and blah, 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 blah. So let's check it out. So that lesson was pretty short, but I also played around with the code a little bit and tried out some things that Paul suggested, and all of it was really simple. And some of the bugs that he mentioned that were in the code, I wasn't even experiencing because he was using an older version of Xcode. But anyway, I just went through and changed some things around, specifically with some stuff that I knew was deprecated recently, and he was showing because he was on an older version of Xcode. It's stuff that I noticed for a while and I wanted to fix. So I did that, and that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna call it here because I don't have enough time to start another lesson. I have to get ready for work soon. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.